Bringing the bodies of loved ones home across the Singapore-Malaysia border used to take less than half a day. That process can now take up to a day with Malaysia's movement control order since March. While cross-border travel has now partially resumed for work and business purposes, the lifting of travel restrictions for compassionate reasons, it's still under discussion between the two countries. Chua Tian Tian with more in this final instalment of a CNA series on Singapore-Malaysia travel links.
Flying Home is a firm that specializes in moving bodies and ashes of the deceased between countries. While it says the process may be straightforward, there are additional points to take note of. For instance, immediate local cremation is advised for those who had COVID-19 symptoms before their deaths.
We will actually request for the doctor in terms of the cause of death to issue a letter to state that the patient who passed on is not COVID-19 related to facilitate in terms of the repatriation basically across the border.
Bereaved relatives are also subject to quarantine requirements or stay-home notices should they make the journey, which could mean delaying the memorial service.
For Singapore, during their stay-home notice, we have family members who are allowed to come out and attend the funeral ceremonies for a short period of times, and after that they have to go back to their quarantine stations. For family members to bring the ashes back here, they are still being subjected to quarantine. So if they wish to have a memorial service with just the ashes present, and they wish to attend, then it will be after their stay-home notice.
For this company providing only burial services, each cross-border repatriation now takes about a day instead of the usual 8 to 10 hours to complete because of the shorter operating hours of the Causeway. And instead of getting its Singapore team to do the job, Singapore Muslim Casket says it would get its Malaysian partners to come over.
So what we do, we try to prepare the body much earlier for them to clear the Causeway and enter Singapore. Our representative will enter Singapore and return within that 3 to 4 hours in order for them to avoid the both quarantine between travelling into Singapore and enter Malaysia.
Meantime, Mr. Iskandar says repatriation is less likely if the deceased had passed on in Malaysia, where they're likely to have relatives there.